Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is Go Again, a fabulous video cast covering the trading card game Flesh and Blood. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
Hello Fab folks, welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast. I'm Andrew with you here as always, and thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. So we have a couple weeks under our belt now. We've had lots of games, chances to see where those first impressions were wrong. So what I wanted to do was go back and take another look at my current Boltyn Radyn Blitz deck. So tonight I'm running down Boltyn Radyn Charges 1.3. Hey folks, thanks for tuning in again. I hope your weeks have been going well. You're getting those games in. We are marching ever closer to actually being able to do IRL games at a store again, which is on a consistent basis, I should say, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, 1.3. We skipped a couple versions in there, but you know what? That's the way things go with the learning process, and I'm all about the learning. So what I want to do is actually touch on a couple of the big changes, and then we'll run down the list and get the heck out of here, right? So a couple of ads, Celestial Cataclysm, Celestial FU in the A, Celestial Beatdown, goes by a lot of names on this channel. But you all know what I mean, right? The big bad new E-Strike, the light E-Strike. So this card, I think this one shouldn't come as much as a surprise. We had noticed, through, again, you have an idea how it's going to play, and then it actually how it plays. And we end up getting cards in the soul, more than we, you don't burn every card, right? You don't burn every card that goes into the soul, right? For Boltyn's ability. So Celestial Cataclysm, a 1 include of that, as we had alluded to in the 1.1, is the way to go here. So I'm pretty confident that running one of those is the right answer. Again, if you get it early, it's yellow pitch. One of the things I'm finding a lot in this deck, by the way, which we'll kind of talk about as we go through as well, is that a lot of times I actually only need 2 resources. So I'm, of course, running some blues because, of course, you are. But believe it or not, you actually don't. Well, you can always use more, right? But a lot of times you actually don't need them. So this one has a little lower cost curve than kind of we've been looking at before. So. Having the yellow on the Cataclysm is pretty valuable early. Another card that I made a swap for, so I dropped a yellow Express Lightning. I was running the red pitch Express Lightning and the red and yellow pitch Express Lightning. I dropped the yellow, and I'm now running Engulfing Light. It's functionally kind of the same thing. It does change the cost curve a little bit. Like I said, we can sacrifice a little there, at least I think for right now. And it kind of gives me that one more card to kind of throw into my soul. Another card we've added was Soul Shield. Josh, this is one that I just kind of was one of those I didn't read, and he used it, and I was like, oh yeah, I probably should run one of those. It's another kind of big defense. One of those you have to pitch for defend reacts, but it's pretty good, and then it actually goes into your soul. So that kind of now that we're kind of playing a little bit more for the put in your soul strategy. That one goes in. And then, obviously, I don't think this one should come as a surprise either, because I actually did a whole cast about it a couple days ago, is the attack reaction Beacon of Victory. Quite the card for helping us really kind of get into that role that we need for Boltyn with the plus. Now, do remember, of course, that we will functionally, in order to still get the go again, we'll already need to have a card in soul. So just make sure you are playing that correctly. But definitely something we want to make sure that we are taking into account. So going right into the weapons. Now, do remember this is built around Raydn Dustbane, right? That's the plan here, is to kind of do the charge thing and finish with that free swing, which puts on a lot of pressure each round. Of course, assuming that we can charge. But I do really like Raydn. Now, I do have Hatchet of Body, Hatchet of Mind in there. We have space for them. So basically, why the heck not? But this is not going to be an optimized hatchet build, right? There's no Lumina Ascension in there and stuff. So this is a Raydn deck. So equipment, we have Skullcap, we have the Bracers, we have Courage of Blade Herald, we have Null Rune Boots, Gloves, and the Robe. Then we have the Bolters. Bolters really do work well in this deck. But we also have Valiant Dynamo. I don't own one yet, but we're going to get one, right? And again, the Bolters works completely fine here. It's actually what I've been using even in the TTS matches for the most part. But Valiant Dynamo is also really, really good in the right matchup, so definitely want to have that. Right, going into red pitch, so we have 2 Battlefield Blitz cards, phenomenal. 2 Bolt of Courage, 2 Engulfing Lights, that's the new add. 2 Express Lightnings, that's a 0 for 4 for kind of your off turn. 2 Fate Foreseen. Now, do remember Express Lightning does let you charge, right? So you can kind of charge up if you need it. We have 2 Fate Foreseen, that's a Defend React, which is fantastic. To Illuminate, a 0 for 4 if it hits goes in your soul. 2 Sink Belows, again, Defend React. 2 Take Flights, we have 6 Take Flights because, of course, we do. And then 2 Valiant Thrusts, also just a phenomenal card, because it of itself gives it, if you've charged, it gives itself a plus, so then you can chuck that and Raydn if you need to, or just finish with it because it swings like a champ. For yellow, we have 2 Battlefield Blitz, card again, phenomenal. 2 Beacon of Victories, the new Andrew Love. 2 Bolting Blades, again, it looks expensive, but it's functionally not as long as you can play it correctly. That 1 Celestial Beatdown. 2 Rising Solar Tides. There was a huge debate there whether Cross the Line or Solar Tide was the right way to go. I ended up deciding on going with Solar Tide because, again, it kind of fits better on those off turns if you need them, where you just throw down a 1 for 5. If it hits, it goes into the soul. That ended up, I think, being more functional for us. 1 copy of Soul Shield, as we talked about. Again, the Take Flights. And then, of course, V for the Vanguard. No surprise there. Going into the blues, we're only playing 8. Bolt of Courage, that's basically it's a 0-1, 0 for 1, but you get to do your thing, and then if it hits, you actually get to draw. So a lot of times, actually, that one's not a horrible one to play, right? This is not all just blue for blue's sake. We then have 2 Steelblade Shunts, fantastic there. Now, one of the things, well, let's talk about in a second. 2 Take Flights, and then the blue Valiant Thrust, again, you're getting the same plus off of it if you charge, so generally you want to go kind of like a diminishing or a increasing returns type of thing there. Right now, one of the things that I have noticed in this deck in terms of just kind of playing it is most of the time you only need 2 because Raydn's free, right? So most of the time you only need 2. You can, of course, in theory, with your bolters or maybe just a bunch of charges, you can in theory set up like a 4-wide turn, like you can, and that's or a 4-hit turn. I mean, and that's why I am playing some blues, but I'm okay skewing more towards yellow because a lot of times what you want is you want that Take Flight or the V, you want something else, and then you want the Raydn swing. So a lot of times you're doing what you need to with the 2 pitch. So again, I know we're a little lower on the pitch curve than a lot of the warrior decks we're familiar with. But it does tend to work out here. So anyway, that's the updated list. Now, I know this isn't a full tutorial on necessarily how to play it. Again, I recommend you go back and kind of look at the old one for really the blow-by-blow on it all. But I mean, the TLDR, the too long didn't watch version of it, is that what you're really trying to do is trying to take Flight or V for the Vanguard, into something like a Battlefield Blitz, and then Raydn out. And you don't necessarily have to do it in that. Well, with Battlefield Blitz, you're going to want to do it in that order. But a lot of times, depending on how many cards you have in your soul, you could like take Flight into Raydn, and then actually do the pitch on Raydn, and then go into like a Valiant Thrust or something like that. And of course, don't forget about Bolting Blade. Bolting Blade serves its purpose as a 2-pitch, but if you V into Bolting Blade, you can do that all for 1, and of course 2 cards from your hand. But that's a bingo. So anyway, folks, that's pretty much it. Give it some runs. Let me know what you're feeling about it. What's worked for you. What you think might be weak in this deck, so we can all get together and kind of improve together. So thanks for tuning in. Just want to remind everybody, if you use the link below to go get your singles over at Fab Foundry, I get a kickback from that. Really good people over there. Limited is coming, so time to actually start getting those singles purchased now that the prices are coming down a little bit. And of course, with Unlimited on the way, if you were looking for sealed product, my good friends over at Gun Guy Games, you can use code Commando10 at checkout over there for 10% off your purchase. I don't see anything from that, but it does help us get stuff like the skirmish that we have coming up, which we're hoping is going to be IRL. We're pretty sure it's going to be IRL, so very, very exciting there. So anyway, folks, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate coming here and talking to you guys and the feedback that we get on the deck. So keep it coming and go Commando.